Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining me on Straight Up Noon on this Tuesday. We're chatting with the Better Business Bureau's Josh Planos, of course, joining us today to talk about a fake patent and trademark renewal email. So this is something that's mainly affecting small businesses in our area, and I'm going to introduce Josh now. And Josh, you've just seen more of this type of scam of late, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about what small business owners have to look out for?
Yeah, Jacqueline, we did receive two recent reports from local business owners who informed us that they had received a fake patent and trademark renewal email that pressured them to, of course, act now, to use the scammer services to resolve the matter, or they face the real consequence of enormous fines or lawsuits. And essentially, the person was told that their small business had not properly trademarked its name or brand with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And since a lot of business owners know very little about that process, the threat felt legitimate. Of course, it allegedly came from an attorney, so that complicated matters as well. And the person who was being scammed was told that if they didn't respond within 24 hours, they would forfeit their legal rights to the organization or the brand's name, unless, of course, they worked with the scammer. So this is a run of the mill phishing scam. They're phishing for information and they're trying to get you to respond and engage with the scam. But it's also hiding behind the pretense that this is someone who is going to do enormous harm to the company, right? If you don't have your company name, in a lot of industries, it's very challenging to ever build back up that clientele. So that real threat comes with enormous weight. And sadly, a lot of business owners are facing that real consequence only behind a scam tactic.
Sure, sure. So again, I mean, something like this with a phishing scam, how to avoid this scam. So you want to verify information on your own or get a second opinion, right? That's one of the things that you suggest. Why a second opinion, Josh?
Yeah, in a lot of cases, just as we would caution someone who is doing online shopping to get a second opinion if they run into a potential roadblock or some red flags, in a lot of cases, it's really helpful to just have a second set of eyes on the matter, particularly in this case, because it involves a legal matter. If you have legal counsel, this would be a really great time to rely on it. Or if you have an attorney friend or someone who has kind of that background who can immediately put the situation to bed, it's always good to lean on your network whenever possible. But we also want folks to actually do their due diligence and not respond to that email immediately. There's kind of this knee-jerk reaction to respond to any
Right.
sort of unsolicited communication, regardless of whether or not it actually carries any water. And it's really important that you don't do that because typically that results in additional scams and additional communications received by the person.
So important to stop and kind of take a breath before you just, proceed with whatever you're planning on doing and kind of going from there, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. And then, of course, if you don't have legal counsel, if you don't have legal representation, looking for a trusted trademark attorney, you can find those on BBB.org, is extremely helpful. The issue there, right, is these folks are being told that they need to act within 24 hours. There is no situation in which you would be put under that kind of a microscope with that kind of pressure to act in the moment. It's just not the way that these things work out. So even if you're told, there's an immediacy to the request, try to slow yourself down and try to think through the natural steps that would take with matters of this case, which in a lot of situations would involve weeks, if not months of time.
Sure, sure. And of course, I mean, you can always pick up the phone, right? And do your own due diligence, do your research online and kind of make sure that the person who is sending out the email is a legitimate business. Isn't that something that you'd recommend as well?
Absolutely. Give us a call too. We have we have first responders. We've got folks who are trained in this way who would be more than willing to kind of type in the information that they're received to provide some guidance, provide some feedback. What's great about Scam Tracker is it really is a scam prevention tool in addition to a scam monitoring tool. A lot of cases can be resolved by simply inputting your information that you've received, whether it's the email address you received or the type of correspondence you received, into Scam Tracker to see if there have been additional reports. And because of cases like this, where we have received multiple local cases, you will find that there is that information available. So you can immediately put to bed that this is a scam before you've engaged in any way with that scammer.
Yeah, that's great to know. And again, just to kind of toss to your website one more time, I mean, you do have all the information available for consumers at bbb.org. If you want to find a better business, you can enter the business or category near Omaha, Nebraska, and then search, file a complaint. I always like this one because you've made it very easy for us to do. So, how can you guys help? You'd like to file a complaint, you'd like to share an experience. Also, so often, Josh, we focus on the negatives. If we focus on the positives, I'd like to share an experience about a business. I mean, that can be something positive as well, right?
Absolutely. In a lot of cases in 2024, it seems like whether it's reviews or complaints, the scale, if it's a 5 point scale, typically there's a lot of ones and fives, and there's a lot of wiggle room between those extremes for consumer interactions. So if you do have a positive experience you want to share about a business, please use our forum to do so. The businesses, of course, want to hear about that.
Right.
Regardless of what your experience, the important thing is to voice it. A lot of folks look for reviews on bbb.org before they make decisions. We want to make sure that folks are getting an accurate representation of what that business offers, which is why we verify the complaints, the reviews that come into our forum.
All right, perfect, Josh. Thank you so much for joining us at the Alert Center this afternoon. And of course, barring breaking news, we'll see you right back here next Tuesday.
Sounds great. Thanks, Jacqueline.
All right, have a wonderful day, Josh. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking with me at the Alert Center this afternoon. So again, every Tuesday we try to check in with the Better Business Bureau's Josh Planos to give us some tips. If you're just joining us now, the latest tip is regarding a growing scam targeting small business owners. This is basically they're emailing or phishing out this fake patent/trademark renewal email saying like, you must act now, you must act within the next 24 hours, or you'll sacrifice the trademark and just your business information on that patent. So to avoid the scam, Josh was just kind of verify information on your own or get a second opinion if you can. So that's something, think twice before responding. And then lastly, never give your business information to a stranger. You probably wouldn't do that walking down the street. So why would you do that via email, right? So a few things of note to take into account here. Now before we go, we're just going to take a live look outside with our Blackstone camera. Cloudy out there today. I do have the forecast update in front of me from Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. He says tonight's going to be partly cloudy. He also alerts us to an 80% chance of storms after 2 a.m. into the morning, and then a low severe risk of that, the low 68. And then he says wind southeast 5 to 15 miles an hour. So it doesn't sound too bad out there. Here's another look though at the Desert Dome for you. You can see it's kind of glimmering there, so the sunlight poking through in different parts of the metro, but will it last? So another cloudy shot for you before we go at 144th and Dodge. Now, of course, just always want to let you know you can always head to our website. That's WOWT.com for the latest news for local, national, international headlines that we're following. Our digital department does a good job of getting all that stuff up there for you before our broadcasts. And of course, if you have been following the Olympics, you do know that the Olympics, the Summer Olympics anyway, are now over. So we here at WWT TV are back to our regularly scheduled programming as well. So we will be sure to see you for our first broadcast, 1 to 3, with our own Dave Zabolinsky. Until then, have a wonderful day.